Welcome to the ElfQuest Collector's Guide, showcasing a different collectible or unboxing video in every episode. I'm your pack leader for this hunt, Mandy Roncalio-Meyer, or as I'm known around the ElfQuest web world as my elf self, Shadowfire. Now, this unboxing video went just a little haywire, guys. So, small backstory, my birthday is actually tomorrow. And my wonderful life mate decided that for my birthday this year, he wanted to get me some equipment to help me with my YouTube channel. So you guys may notice a little difference in hopefully both the appearance and in the sound of my video, because for my birthday, my life mate bought me a lighting kit as well as a new microphone. So, well, that's also good news. That kind of caused the problem with the unboxing video. Me and my excitement with my new equipment decided, hey, I have an unboxing video to film. I'm going to go hook up all my new stuff and I'm going to record it right away. And once again, I forgot to test before I recorded my video. So, hooked up my new mic, hooked up my lights, didn't realize we hadn't hooked up the microphone properly, and it was giving off this weird feedback while I was recording that we didn't even know about until I finished my unboxing video. So guys, I've actually already unboxed this, but I'm still going to share it with you guys. This was a package that I found on eBay. It was a very interesting package, and I actually asked the members of the ElfQuest Collectors Unite group, should I unbox this one? Should I show it in a video? Because it turns out there were several of the members who were very curious about this listing. While I was surfing around on eBay, for you, those of you that don't know me on Facebook, I almost always have a tab open with an eBay search for ElfQuest items. I love to keep tabs on anything that pops up. I like to see if there's something I need, of course. I like to see the rare items pop up, and then if those rare items pop up, I tend to post about them in the ElfQuest Collectors Unite group. In any case, I always watch eBay. I keep a very close eye on eBay for ElfQuest items. And about a week ago, I was searching through the listings, and one listing sort of blended in with all just the individual comic book listings, but it stood out because it didn't have any writing and the color for it was just a little bit off. It looked like a normal cover, but those differences set it aside. So clicked on the listing, and sure enough, it was for a mystery box. Now, this just intrigued me. It was only $15 plus $5 for shipping, which is not a bad deal at all, and the listing said that it included at least 10 ElfQuest comics and books, and that 2 of those items were soft cover books. One of those 2 was definitely a book number 3. Now, what book number 3, I wasn't exactly sure. It could have been the Starblaze editions, could have been the Father Tree Press editions. In any case, that book number 3, as long as it was in good condition, I figured that alone was worth that $15 plus $5 shipping. So I said, what the hey, let's go for this grab bag of ElfQuest goodies and see if we come up with something cool. So I went ahead and purchased it and waited for it to show up, and it's here. As I said, I already recorded an unboxing video for this, and silly Mandy, I learned this once before, not to test equipment by recording a video. I have to test it before I record, otherwise I end up scrapping videos, like now. So guys, I'm going to still show you the items that I got in the box. They're not a surprise to me anymore, but I'll show you the items in the box. Unfortunately, I ended up having almost everything, but one pretty cool item. But so the one item in this package that I decided that I did want to keep for myself is actually a very cool Warp Graphics envelope. I think this might have come from the fan club back in the day, back in I believe it was the 90s when the fan club was going, and this was actually from Warp Graphics, and you can see it's got the trio right there. I'm covering up the original address on there because it's not me, it's not my address, so I don't want to show it on YouTube. But in any case, you can see you got the original trio right there, Warp Graphics up top, and I just thought this was a really cool piece. This was the only piece in the box that I didn't actually already have for my collection, so this is the only piece in the box I will actually be keeping. The rest of the items that I received in this awesome grab bag of ElfQuest treasures will be going to new forever homes. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to send them to new forever homes yet. I'll either sell them or I'll trade them to someone for stuff I do need, or I'm thinking about using a couple of these items for giveaways on my channel, but I haven't decided yet. If you've got an idea or you want to encourage me in throwing some giveaways on this channel, go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you think I should do with these extras. So after I purchased this box, I contacted the seller to let them know that I am the administrator for the ElfQuest Collectors Unite group, as well as the host of this channel. And they let me know that there probably was a good video in store for me from these items that they had set inside. And they told me that they had put inside an additional package, large stack is I believe how they put it in the message, of non-ElfQuest comics. So I'm not a big collector of non-ElfQuest things, but I found these items to be pretty fascinating, and I'm at least going to give several of them a read before I try to find new homes for them, if I even find new homes. They might just stay with me permanently. But in any case, let's get to the items that were actually inside the mystery box from eBay. Woo! So I'm going to show you guys the non-ElfQuest comics first, because we're all waiting to see the ElfQuest comics. I'm going to torture you just a little bit, and I'm going to make you wait. So first off, let's see the non-ElfQuest comics. So I got a nice little hefty stack of non-ElfQuest comics. They're very fascinating. This first one was a double-sided, not double-sided, but it's a bag and board with 2 issues in it of Magic the Gathering. Now, my husband and I play Magic the Gathering, and this was a special comic, it looks like, for Arabian Nights. But I've never read any of the books or any of the comics, so I might give this a read just to kind of see what it is. I don't actually know any of the backstory behind the Magic the Gathering characters, so maybe it'll tell me a little bit about the characters I'm playing with in the game. Moving right along, we also have an issue number 3 of Andromeda, which is a much older comic book. Let me see, I found the date earlier. This is actually from September of 1978. So quite old, pretty cool. It's in pretty good condition for being older than I am. And moving right along, we have Eric Kahn. I'm not familiar with this one at all, but I like the cover art on it. It's like a Hydra or a sea dragon of some sort attacking a ship, and I just find that fascinating. And then on the back, I like maps too. Whenever a fandom has a map, I think it's really intriguing. It just adds a level of detail so you can know where your characters are going in the stories. So then there's a map on the back of this one too. So again, I've never heard of this. It's from, let me find a date, from 1979. So, I'll probably give this one a read and check it out and see what it's like. So, there is Eric Kahn, The Fantastic World of Eric Kahn. After that, we have an issue of Dark Horse Presents. Now, for those who aren't familiar, Dark Horse Presents is like a little teaser. It's like a little taste of comics that Dark Horse puts out. This one was from the year 1990, so from a while ago. Not from super, super old like the 1970s comics that I received, but still old, still decently old. And once again, nifty little taste of different comics that Dark Horse came out with at the time. Then we have this nifty little one called Hot Stuff, the Little Devil. And this is a Harvey Comics. Harvey Comics was a older company that I'm pretty sure is not around anymore. This one was so old that the comic was only 25 cents. Now, I love seeing the comics that were 25 cents. I wish that I lived back in the day when the comics only cost 25 cents compared to our Final Quests that cost $3.99 now. Not complaining, I know, there's inflation and all that, but still, back in the day when comics were only a quarter, must have been awesome. Anyway, but so this one is a Harvey Comics, and it's from 1975. It's number 126. Kind of a cutesy little one. I might check that one out. Now, this one was kind of interesting. It's obviously a big parody issue. Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew from DC Comics. And I just like this little bottom part right here. It's Rabbits of the Lost Ark. featuring Oklahoma Bones. I like parodies. I find things silly like that. So, once again, this is an older one. This one's from 1982. So, another little curiosity piece. Oh, this has a preview for ElfQuest in it. I didn't even realize that. So guys, I'm not quite sure about this one. New Age Comics. I believe, I flipped through it just for a second. I believe it's like a little preview issue of other comics, or just like ads for other comics to buy. I honestly didn't think it had anything to do with ElfQuest, but then upon flipping through it, I turned to this first page, and who do I find but Cutter and Skywise. So there is an ElfQuest link in this one. This one might stay in the collection. Alright, moving on, we have a Free Comic Book Day book. So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Free Comic Book Day, Free Comic Book Day occurs once a year on the first Saturday of May. And what it is basically almost every comic book shop in America partakes in the event. They have stacks of free comics sitting out. There's people walking around in cosplays. A lot of comic book shops do giveaways, and they have prizes. And it's like a big comic book celebration, guys. It's like a mini Comic-Con at every comic store around the US. So if you guys aren't familiar with New Comic Book Day, make sure you check it out. May's getting close here. So the first Saturday in May, check out your local comic book shops for Free Comic Book Day. And last of the non-ElfQuest ones, I find this a curiosity piece, and I will probably keep this one and at least read it. But it's an older comic of Alice in Wonderland. Now, I do have a slight love of Alice in Wonderland. I love the craziness of it. We're all mad here. Am I completely bonkers? Of course, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. I love it. I love the little things like that in Alice in Wonderland. Not just quoting the movies, but the story itself. And so this will be fascinating to see yet another version of the Alice in Wonderland story, but this time in comic book form. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Alright guys, so now we'll get to the part that you guys are actually waiting for, and that's the ElfQuest items that I received, other than the one that I'm going to keep, which is that big nice envelope. So again, all of these are extras. So guys, I will be looking for new forever homes. If you've got ideas for how I can find new forever homes, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, or contact me on Facebook in the ElfQuest Collectors Unite group, and I will be trying to find new forever homes for these items. I'm not hosting a giveaway yet, so don't get excited, but I think I probably will be in the near future with a couple of these items. So let's see what we've got here. First off, we've got a couple issues of The Hidden Years. We've got issue number 3, which I know is a lot of fan favorites because this is the story with Talit and Little Patch. Very, very touching story. Very sad story, but also at the same time kind of heartwarming and loving. So, love this issue. If you guys don't have this issue, let me know. I'm going to be looking for a forever home for it. And the other issue is issue number 9 of Hidden Years, which features a young Lita and Rayek in a very pivotal moment in Lita's life. So, if you haven't read that story, you might want to. Pretty important. Next up, I also received another copy of Kings of the Broken Wheel, number 1. Once again, all of these that I'm showing now, guys, I already have these. So these are in pretty good condition. I wouldn't necessarily say collector's edition. Even the ones that are in bags and boards aren't necessarily in perfect condition, but I put them in my collection. They're not falling apart. They're not dog-eared. They're in really good condition. So pretty good, pretty good. Kings of the Broken Wheel, number 1. I also received, let me get them straight, 4 issues of the Marvel Epic set. I have here issues 7, 8, 9, and 22. Once again, I already have them, guys, so these issues need new homes. Do you need these issues? They need homes. Last, for the individual comic issues, I actually already have 2 issues of this. This is the 25th anniversary special that DC Comics put out, and it's a really good one. It's just straight up Fire and Flight, first issue. It's a good starter one. It's very reminiscent of the Dark Horse 1 for $1 that they came out with for a little while. Basically, it was just to kind of kick off a new era of ElfQuest and try to intrigue some new fans to start reading the story again. And now for the 2 items that I think I'm probably going to use as giveaway items, but not completely convinced yet, so you guys might want to let me know if you want these or not. So I also got an extra Starblaze Book 1 and Starblaze Book 3, both of which I already own. So these guys need new homes. I will say that Book 1 looks to be in decent shape. There is a little bit of what looks to be possibly some mouse chew marks on the corner right here. So not in pristine shape, but this would be a good reader copy. This would be good to lend out to friends that want to get introduced to ElfQuest, or just have it sitting on your coffee table and you can just pull it out and read it whenever you want. As for the third book, there is a fairly large bend in the cover there. Fairly large crease in the cover, which is a bit of a bummer, but still, once again, this would make a great reader's copy, a great lender's copy. So if you guys need these books and you don't mind having non-pristine issues, let me know in the comments below. What should I do? Should I give them away? Should I sell them? Should I trade them? Do you have a different idea that I'm not thinking of? Go ahead and let me know down in the comments below, and I will be finding new homes for these items pretty dang soon. Well guys, that's it for this episode of the ElfQuest Collector's Guide. I'm sorry the unboxing didn't quite go as they normally do, but I hope you guys still enjoyed seeing the items that I received in this mystery box from eBay. You know, it's like Skyway says. Did somebody say treasure? If you did enjoy this video, please remember to leave a like on it so that I know you enjoyed it. If you want to see more from me in the future, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to help me grow so I can reach more people, tell more people about ElfQuest, and spread the ElfQuest love, please hit the share button and share me on the social media platform of your choice. Also, please join us over on Facebook in the official ElfQuest fan group called ElfQuest with a capital Q. The lowercase q is a non-official group, but it's still really, really cool. The members are pretty awesome there too. Also, please join us over in the ElfQuest Collectors Unite group, where I can help you as the administrator in finding things for your collection. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. And until next time, shade and sweet water, and happy hunting.